Hi everyone, this is Martina. This video will be a little enhancement to articles I've been sending as a part of my newsletter recently. And one of the articles have been talking about hair quality and skin quality and beauty of the hair and what can we do nutrition-wise to ensure beautiful hair and strong hair, particularly for women, right? Now, there might be, however, circumstances or periods in life where the hair fall and the quality of the hair is decreasing substantially. And it's not connected to the nutrition, really. And it's more depending or caused by hormones and hormone imbalance or really transition in woman life from one period to another. And I have to say also at the same time that hair fall is normal by default, and we do all experience certain amount of hair fall as a natural state of regeneration of the hair cells and hair follicles, right? But when it comes to this kind of severe hair loss that women experience, as a part of menopause or perimenopause, it's nothing like what we might have seen before as a normal hair fall, right? Even when it's caused by nutrition deficiency or micronutrients deficiency rather. So this, as I have said, might be and is very much experienced by many women as a part of menopause or perimenopause. And this kind of symptoms can occur already 3 to 5 years before the menopausal age or menopausal period as such, right? Now, the hair fall is, as I have said, can be really substantial and can occur, and it starts usually on the top of the head or along the hairline, at the temples, that's where the hair diseasing is seen as a first place and is occurring more substantially. Now, even the women who do not see this kind of hair loss as a part of a menopause might be experiencing hair thinning to some degree. And so that means that the hair thinning and the change of the quality of hair is basically experienced by nearly every woman in that kind of period of life, right? Even though the hair fall is not that kind of substantial and severe. Now, it is much more common than one may think for women in this kind of period of life that they are losing hair like if there was no tomorrow, really. And it's causing quite some frustration and despair that the women are many times really even afraid of brushing the hair or washing the hair, and with the fear of what is going to be happening and how much hair they are going to be losing again, right? Can be quite severe. So, having said that, what can we do about it? Whether you are a woman who is young and not really experiencing this perimenopause or menopause symptom, or whether you're a woman who is approaching that period or right in the period and are facing this kind of issue, here is the piece of advice. What can we do about that? First of all, obviously, nutrition and lifestyle is the first thing we need to get in check. And that would be also body weight in general. Now, as I have mentioned, this kind of hair loss is part of perimenopausal and menopausal symptoms. And it is proven that women that have healthy weight do face this kind of symptom at much lower severity or even not at all, really. So the body weight plays a crucial role since the body fat predominantly in the abdomen area is connected to the hormonal production. And since we are striving and thriving to get the hormonal balance quite re-established, the substantial body fat tissue is playing and working against us. Now, once you are in the period and you need to shed 20 pounds, it's quite late to do something about it, and it will require quite some time to lose 20 pounds, for example, right? So there are different means which we do need to utilize to get this kind of hormonal balance reestablished. But if you are listening to this and you are just approaching this period and you are perhaps in late 30s, early 40s, or mid 40s, and you are heading towards this transition and you think that you might be losing some weight, that is the best time to start to work on your lifestyle and start to work on the overall healthy weight measures, right? So, nutrition, let me divert back. First of all, what we do need to avoid and omit if you'd like to reestablish the hormonal balance and reestablish the estrogen progesterone ratio. Number one is dairy. Now, dairy, cows, but even sheep and goat dairy is containing hormones. And so cheese and all the dairy spreads and the fruit yogurts, all these kind of dairy products, milk, of course, do contain quite some amount of hormones. And as I have said, we'd like to re-establish this balance, and hence what is working against us, against our goal, needs to be omitted and avoided. So the dairy would be number one. And with perhaps I would give two exceptions, and that would be butter, like the proper farmer's butter, and occasionally kefir or Greek yogurt because of the probiotic properties, right? So these would be two exceptions which I would allow occasionally, definitely not every day, to include in our meal plan. But anything else regarding the cheese and milk and all the dairy spreads that are there available need to be avoided in this case. So that would be number one. Number two would be processed foods and refined sugars. Now, all pastries, cookies, chocolates, all the ready-to-go meals, the frozen ready-to-eat meals, all the meat replacements or the dairy replacement and substitute, these are all very heavily processed foods, along with all the meat products and hams and salamis and all these other sausages, for example. All these are heavily processed foods with a high amount of fat, with all different kinds of additives which we do not want to have, with salt and you name it, right? So this is number two, which needs to be excluded in order for us to re-establish the hormonal balance and also to achieve the healthy body weight for people that might be the case, right? They are looking into shedding some pounds in terms of re-establish the hormonal balance and get this body weight in check. So processed foods and refined sugars would be number two. Now, number three, which we need to be incredibly mindful when it comes to women, is alcohol. And any kind of alcohol, whether it's beer or wine or liquor or you name it, really. Now, I don't say that you should completely avoid alcohol if you'd like to have a drink occasionally. And occasionally would be perhaps once in 3 months, once in 2 months. That might be okay and might not be doing much of a harm. However, regular consumption, whether is it every day or every weekend, that is detrimental to a long-term health and detrimental also to body weight and all different kind of processes in the body. So for men as well as the women, but in women in particular, when we are trying to when we are facing, let's say, this kind of symptoms and we are heading towards this period of life, which is a transition in a hormonal and productive stage of a woman, we need to be paying attention to more attributes, and even increased attention to what we put in the body in general and how we go ahead and about with our lifestyle, right? So that would be number two. What we, on the other hand, want to include in the meal are phytoestrogens, and that are isoflavones and lignans. Lignans are contained in flax seeds and flaxseed oil, and isoflavones in soy. So flax seeds and soy and products of soy have to become a staple in the pantry for women during this period, or even perhaps prior this period. Now, when we come to the flaxseed oil, we want to be extremely mindful about the amount, since it's concentrated fat and the body weight is of the crucial importance as well. And so flax seeds are definitely preferred and needs to take priority and superiority against the flaxseed oil. But if you, from whatsoever reason, can't have a flaxseed oil is definitely an option. But as I have said, be mindful of the amount, right? From the soy as such, soybeans, edamame beans, tofu, or tempeh, fermented soybeans, a wonderful source of isoflavones. What is definitely mandatory, though, to pay attention to is the non-GMO and organic quality. And while I can be many times somewhat looser in non-GMO is definitely by default. None of the products we should buy should be genetically modified. But when it comes to soy, there is absolutely no discussion. This needs to be non-GMO and needs to be organic quality because of various attributes and the modification which we can see on the food market. So the soy products have to be the part of pretty much day-to-day nutrition or regular nutrition of the woman in this kind of transition and this kind of period of life, and in superior quality, really. Now, in case you are not able to get isoflavones or these phytoestrogens from food, from whatever reason, you may be taking the isoflavones in pure form. And the same would be valid, for example, if you are not only approaching this period, but also when you are already facing this kind of menopausal symptom and definitely the hair loss. Now, there are some voices saying that isoflavones or phytoestrogens in general are rather overestimated, and I would strongly disagree. There might be women, however, that might perhaps would not be seizing that kind of benefits from phytoestrogens than the others, but there are lots of women that are really swearing by help, by isoflavones and really help they've been receiving in menopausal symptoms, no matter what they may be, but definitely the hair fall and hair loss and hair thinning. So when you are facing this kind of issue with a hair fall and hair loss, and you're really questioning whether there will be any hair left on your head once you go through this period, then isoflavones might be the really great help you may reach out to. They are easily available, easily accessible. They are marked as supplements, really. So they are available over the counter, and they are not really that pricey either. So you can reach out for help to isoflavones in forms of supplements. Usually the supplement from the food wise are having extract of soy, but they are from the herb plants environment. This red clover is containing phytoestrogens too, and it's wonderful help as well in terms of menopausal symptoms. And hence either you can get isoflavones in terms of supplements called as a poured isoflavones, and you will see it's extract from red clover and along with the soy, or you can also reach out and take the red clover extract on its own. It will have exactly the same benefit. You just have to be mindful about the content of the isoflavones on the products, right? Since the producers, when it comes to the red clover, they're always stating how much of the red clover extract is in one dose, whether it's dropful or whether it's a capsule, right? But doesn't mean that it's isoflavones. You really have to pay attention to isoflavones content. As far as the dosage goes, you want to stick with 40 to 80 milligrams of isoflavones a day, split in 2 take-ins, right? So for example, half in the morning and half in the evening, meaning like you can take 20 milligrams in the morning, 20 milligrams in the evening, or 40 and 40, right? So you want to split the daily dose in 2 for the course of the day, just to allow a more frequent dosing and releasing the isoflavones and better absorption of your body, for your body, really. Right, so that's what you want to pay attention to. It is being taken before the meal. Usually, that is seen to have the better absorption. When it comes to hair fall and hair loss, you should see within 10 to 14 days quite strong improvement and deceasing in the hair fall when you start to take the isoflavones. And within another 10 to 14 days, you may see that your hair fall has already returned to quote unquote normal levels, really, and not be that substantial. Now, when you are really facing this kind of severe hair fall, it may very well be that your hair will regrow when you go through this transition. Now we have to keep in mind that menopause and perimenopause can take years. So don't expect miracles happen to overday and overnight. And it may take some time that your hair will regrow. But you need to put a little bit more effort to perhaps even your hair, skin, and skull skin, really. What do I mean by that? Now, when you see this kind of hair fall, you want to, in addition to the food and nutrients and isoflavones, you want to perhaps reach out to plants and the herbs that are proven to have wonderful tributes in terms of hair follicles, nutrition and nourishment from the outside. And from the outside, I mean from the mechanical way. So you want to use gentle hair care, and nothing really way too abrasive or way too kind of full of chemicals. That's number one. You want to use the gentle hair care. Then secondly, as I have said, when you experience this kind of hair loss, you want to, in addition to food, be also nourishing the skin of the skull and the hair follicles from the outside. And there are various tonics containing the herbs or plants rather that are proven to help stop fall hair and also receding the dandruff production or creation, if you might experience these because of the drier skin on the hair, and also hair regrowth and feeding the hair follicles so that your hair starts to really regrow. You'd like to use this kind of tonics about 2 or 3 times a week, always when you wash the hair, but also in a dry hair in the evening. Now, these tonics are usually from nettle, are from birch as well as burdock. These three plants are proven to have wonderful qualities in terms of hair follicles nourishment and skin on the skull nourishing and quality really. So while you are taking care of the nutrition and while you are taking your isoflavones, and in order to ensure the hair regrowth, you definitely want to reach out these plants and the tonics as your skin nourishment, just to really ensure that your follicles are fed with a good micronutrients and good compounds really, in order to ensure the hair regrowth. So these are the topics which I have not covered in the newsletter, since it's menopause and menopause, perimenopause. It's such a vast topic, and it's a special topic on its own. While from the nourishment and nutrition in general that is stimulating and supporting healthy hair, of course, the gentlemen are benefiting too. So when it comes to hormonal balance, it's all different kind of topics, and it does deserve attention and does deserve some special video. So hence, this is a little bit help in case you might be experiencing this kind of symptoms and you are looking for healthy and natural ways how to stop this hair fall, substantial severe hair fall, and ensure that you still have some hair left once you go through this significant period in transition of every woman's life. So that's all for now. And if you'd like to receive this kind of articles that I do send weekly as a part of my newsletter, you can subscribe on my webpage, and you will be always notified when I receive that. It's usually Monday or Tuesday. Most often it's Monday for the start of the week, where I always choose one topic to write about, and to dedicate also some other posts connected to the theme of that newsletter in the course of the week. So I will add the link below. And also, if you are facing the hormonal imbalance, which is mostly in the women, regardless of the age, we see unfortunately even younger girls are really struggling with progesterone levels and estrogen levels, but also boys and men with the testosterone levels, and how to address it in the most natural way with terms of nutrition and herbal compounds and plant medicine, such as I have mentioned now, the birch and the burdock and the nettle. I do have a course on hormonal balance and hormonal imbalance and how to reestablish this equilibrium through foods and through natural means and the lifestyle. There is a meal plan for the entire week. There is a great list of plant medicine, so you can access that on my webpage. So that's all for now. I hope you have found this helpful, and if you did, please press like and share with others who may be struggling with this kind of symptoms and are seeking help, how to stop it and how to reestablish the balance. So that's all, and also please subscribe to this channel if you find this helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.